All right, mailbag, you up for this?
Yeah. First one says, "Hello, boys. Thank you for the demon and for ripping apart my personal statement on episode 267. Mine was the one about founding the international NGO. Remember that one?"
Vaguely. There's
Yeah.
just the idea of founding an international NGO that's going to make me laugh unless it's totally backed up.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, that was the problem with that statement as I recall. It was like starts with this grand claim of like I founded an international NGO, but then when it got into the details were like underwhelming compared to
Mm-hmm.
that grand claim. And it was like, ooh, there's ways we could flip this to make it. You don't need to like try to knock my socks off, but when you do,
Mm-hmm.
then you better have the evidence that's going to support it, or else it falls really flat, right? You get the sad
Yeah.
trombone sound. um anyway, it says, "I took most of your advice and I'm sure it improved my chances. My stats are 170 LSAT and 3.79 GPA from USC. Just yesterday, Berkeley offered me an unconditional full tuition scholarship, which I've accepted. The cost of living in the Bay is steep, but I already live in Berkeley. And this way I don't have to move out of my rent controlled apartment. Score! Exclamation point. I was originally offered a $17,500 annual coupon at Berkeley, but I waited for better offers to come in and then used one to negotiate. I asked Berkeley to raise my scholarship to meet the total cost of attendance difference between Berkeley and University of Texas, where I got a huge discount. Also, a lot cheaper to live in Texas. Much to
Mm-hmm.
my surprise, Berkeley exceeded my request."
Wait, can we stop there 1 second?
Yes,
So the fact that Kevin focused on the cost of wait, what's that? Cost of what? A?
I
You
said
said it.
attendance. I'm assuming cost of attendance. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's smart.
Okay. So yeah, because Kevin's focusing on all the costs, right?
Yeah,
Like the cost of living and so forth. Whereas a lot of people, when they're negotiating, I'm sure they're just focusing on the coupon amount as opposed to the actual cost of going to school and the actual cost of living, right? So, um, you need to frame the argument and the request that in the most positive light for you so that when the offer is coming back to you, they are keeping in mind exactly what you're giving up and what you're focusing on. If you just focus on the coupon, they may match the coupon and you still end up paying more even though the coupons are the same, right? So, and by coupon we mean scholarships.
absolutely. Yep, completely. Um, Sorry, I was looking up an email. I got to read it. I'm going to contrast Kevin's situation with an anonymous other emailer.
Sure.
But let's get through. Yes, Kevin's doing all the right things here. And this renegotiation is huge. I mean, so it doesn't even sound like Texas was necessarily a full ride. It says it was a huge discount.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Kevin, what he did was he showed them, hey, here's how much it's going to cost me to go to school at Texas, one of
Yep.
your competitor schools, and here's what it's going to cost me to go to Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do for me? And not only did they match it, but they gave an unconditional full tuition scholarship. So it seems like, at least as far as the tuition is concerned, they've exceeded, which they had
Mm-hmm.
to do in order to make the cost of attendance the same.
Yeah.
Um, Kevin continues, "Let this be a lesson to applicants. Figure out what you're worth and always ask for more. I never thought that I would get to attend my top choice school at a 100% discount. I cannot thank you enough for all your good advice, both on the LSAT and on the admissions process. Hella not paying for law school, Kevin."
Great.
That's a beautiful thing. I mean, Kevin knew his worth and did everything right. And look how well it works out. I mean, the reason why we say don't pay for law school is because you don't have to pay for law school if you do this right.
Yeah.
And Kevin played the game to his advantage. That's what lawyers do. Kevin looks like a lawyer to me.